I'm also putting on here the YouTube link if anybody wants to join that instead. Good to see you guys. Yeah, so the YouTube is always going to be an option just because it's a bigger screen and you can stream it from your TV as opposed to your phone. That way, I think it just looks better and you don't have to worry about the words showing up on the screen. So if you want just like a minute to go and click on the link that I already put on there and then put it on your computer or your TV, you can go ahead and do that. We'll wait about 1 more minute, see who else wants to log on. Jag's already ready here. Are you gonna yoga with us, Jag? Are you? Yeah. How's everyone feeling? We have a yummy hip class today, so hope you're excited about that. Oh, yes. See all those hearts blowing up there on Instagram? Yeah, hips are important. I think hips are definitely in big need, right, Jag? You have the best hips in the world. We don't have to worry about you. Yes, great. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a seated position wherever on your mat. Oh yes, we'll definitely add some of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a seated position anywhere on your mat that you feel comfortable with. Now go ahead and scoot back so you can see just a little bit better. Allow your hands to relax on either side of the knees. And begin to draw the shoulder heads up towards the ears and then slowly exhale, roll them back. Just a few times with the breath as you inhale upwards. Exhaling out through the mouth, back. One more time, adding movement to the breath, pairing it. Same thing moving forward. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, roll them forward. Starting to get into that upper back, the shoulders, the chest, releasing any tension around the neck. With the right fingertips, bringing them down towards the ground. Inhale up through the left arm. Press the right hand into the mat and reach up through the left fingertips, opening that left side body. Make sure that you don't start caving through the chest or leaning into a back bend. You want to make sure that your chest is squared forward. Your hips are pushing into the ground. Right hand is grounded, left fingertips stretching up, 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 up. And then slowly exhale, left hand down, right hand up, switching sides. Left hand pressing into your mat, reaching up through the right fingertips. Again, press the left hand down, stretch it through the right arm. And slowly exhale, release. Interlacing fingers, palms away from you. Stretch the elbows. Shoulders away from the body as you drop the head down, chin towards the chest, and then bring yourself in. As you inhale, lift up through the arms, open through the chest, stretch the shoulder heads away. Start getting into the chest. Go ahead and exhale forward, chin into chest, really caving in through the spine. Let it all go. Inhale, a little bit more effort, pressing it all up and away. Exhale, lower down. Again, press everything, letting it all go, 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 go. Inhale, all the way up to rise. Exhale slowly here. Hands back behind you, interlacing fingers. Draw the shoulder heads back, knuckles towards the mat or the ground. As you inhale, reach up through the chest, bring the belly in. Pressing the knuckles into the mat, drop the head back, exhale. Inhale, head comes forward. Exhale, drop it back. One last time. Inhale, forward. Biggest breath yet. Exhale, drop it back. Really let the shoulder head stretch back. Knuckles press into the mat. Chest open, forward. And slowly release up and away. Give yourself a good shake here. Getting into that upper body that was requested. Go ahead and bend the knees. Just a little bit away from the body. You're going to open the hands out. Bringing the palms to look towards me. And now bring the elbows, bend them in, palms facing away from your body. So that your tops of the hands are just on the outside of your ribs. And then you kind of do like this little chicken thing here, right? Feels silly, it's gonna feel so good. Start bringing the elbows in as much as you can and walk the knees back, holding the outsides of the elbows, and then squeeze the elbows in. Maybe this is enough and you stay here. You can just lower into this pose and relax. Maybe you walk yourself all the way in, trying to reach your elbows to touch. Wherever you find this pose, make sure that your hands stay just on the side in for that deep stretching sensation. This is getting into the wrists, forearms, your biceps, your triceps. Feel it on the top of your shoulders. And then if you release the neck here, you're still going to start feeling it in your upper back as well. And then the more you walk yourself in, the deeper the stretch. We're going to hold this one for 5. Keep breathing in through the nose, exhaling out through the nose. 4. Find some softness in this pose. Maybe begin to walk your feet in closer. 3. Strong core. 2. Walk the feet in just a tad bit more. Deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Begin to slowly separate the feet, releasing the arms. That is a very, very big stretch. And then place the opposite shin in front than how we started seated. Allow your hands to relax on either side. You're going to feel a big difference in your upper back, and your neck, and shoulders. And close your eyes here. As you begin to tune in with your breath, added a little bit of movement, created some space. Coming to the breath should feel a little easier. As you fill the chest, the belly, reaching that breath all the way up through the neck, down towards the tailbone. Slowly releasing it out through the nose, constricting the back of the throat just a little bit. Deep breath in, opening through the chest, the rib cage separating, filling the belly up like a balloon. Slowly releasing, finding softness, head, neck, shoulders, spine, hips. Big breath in. Slow exhale out. Bringing your hands close together to heart center as you keep your head bowing down. I'm going to share a quote with you. A quote that I found in my yogi tea last night right before bed, and it really resonated with just the times, and it brought a smile to my face. I hope it does for you as well. There is pleasure in the pathless woods. Amidst all of the frenzy right now, and not knowing a lot of things to come, find the silver lining, simple pleasures, what brings you joy. Deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Begin to blink open the eyes. Coming onto the hands and knees. Opening your fingers nice and wide. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees tucked underneath the hips. Taking a few circles in one direction, getting into the wrists. Make sure that you're really reaching the hips back, coming forward past the wrist, adding a little more pressure into the fingertips. Picking one direction, sticking to it for just one more sway. And then slowly making your round the other way. For 3. For 2. 1. Leaving the hips back behind you. Knees separated as far, maybe the width of the mat. Walk your hands forward. Press the forehead down. Deep breath here. Slow exhale out. Inhale, coming back up onto the fingertips. Exhale, walk your hands to the right off of your mat. Keeping your hands parallel to each other, press the hands into the mat, pushing the hips back. Allow the forehead to drop. Right hand stays where it is, and if you want a deeper stretch, bring the left hand on top of the right palm and lower down here. Keep pressing through the hands as you guide the hips back, pulling the chest forward. Rotating down towards the ground, keeping yourself squared here. One more big breath. Exhale, slowly let it out. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, walk yourself over to the left side. Starting with the hands, shoulder width apart. Inhale as you stretch up. Exhale as you lower down. As you push through the hands, back through the hips, use the fingers to guide the chest forward, reaching closer towards your mat. And for a bigger stretch, keep the left palm down, reaching the right hand up and over, feeling a deeper stretching sensation in the right side body. Deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, walk yourself back through center. Slowly coming back onto the hands and knees. Keeping your hips in line with your knees as you start to walk your hands forward, 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 dropping the chest closer down towards the ground for puppy pose. This is a huge heart opener. Maybe bring something underneath your chest to keep yourself more supported, or if it feels comfortable, allow the forehead to stretch down. For a bigger stretch, bring the chin down, looking forward in between the hands. Whichever you choose, make sure that your hips are in line with the knees, your belly's reaching in, toes curled or relaxed back behind you. Deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Inhale. Bring yourself back through tabletop. Exhale here. Begin to curl the toes. With the right toes curled, extend the left leg out to the far left, making sure that the foot can be grounded as much as possible, toes facing straight forward. You want to avoid the toes reaching out or the toes reaching in. You want to go ahead and keep them parallel to the side of your mat. If you need to add any more support to underneath that right knee, go for it. Starting with our first hip opener here. Lean forward into the hands and then press the tailbone back and away from you. Right toes can stay curled or maybe loosen up to the forearms. Keep reaching and stretching the hips back, engaging through both legs. Lowering down. 3. For 2. 1. Slowly inhale back onto the hands. Rise yourself all the way up. Setting the left hand down onto the left leg, reaching up through the right arm, up and over to the left side. So the right knee stays grounded, the left foot stays grounded, engaging through that entire left leg, especially your left glute. Reach your chest forward, square into the front, elongating through the spine over to the left side, reaching with the right fingertips. Belly in. Tailbone in, one more breath. Exhale, come back to center. Reach forearms arm all the way up. With your right palm, hold on to the left wrist, stretching yourself up to the sky, and then pull away from the left leg. Keep pressing the left leg into the ground. Belly in, hips in, tailbone down. For 3, for 2, 1. Inhale back through center. Slow exhale, release it back down. I'm going to show this one from the front as we switch legs. Right leg away from you, staying on that left knee. Start with the left toes curl just to see how that feels. Right toes are facing the front. You want to make sure that foot is parallel to the side of the mat instead of toes coming in or toes coming out, just to be safe with the knee. The more that you engage that foot there, the safer it'll be on the stretch. Inhale all the way up to rise. Exhale, right hand down. Leaning up and over through the left fingertips. Again, keep pressing firmly through that right leg. Keep reaching up through the spine, strong core, tailbone tucking in and under. Reaching for the side. Keeping yourself square to the front. For 2. For 1. Inhale all the way up to rise. Use the left hand to hold onto the right wrist, stretching yourself up and away from that right leg. Again, belly reaching in. This time, maybe loosen up the toes in the back if it feels okay on the knee. And begin to stretch the arms away from that right foot. For 3. For 2. 1. Inhale back through center, coming onto the fingertips. Staying here. If this is enough on the hip, as you start reaching the tailbone back, pressing through the right. Or maybe come down to the forearms. Again, tailbone away from you, arching through the spine, pressing the right toes as they look forward, and lower yourself down to whatever point feels good to you. Be mindful of that left knee. If it needs any extra added support, go ahead and tuck something underneath there. You want to find the stretch happening in the hips. You want to find the effort in your core, but you want to loosen through the head, neck, and shoulders. 3 more big breaths. 2. 1. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. Inhale as you rise back up. Exhale here. Curl the toes. Lift up through the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take this time to walk out your down dog, bending one knee, reaching the opposite heel closer to the ground, pressing through both hands, reaching your face closer towards your shins, making sure that your fingers are spread out nice and wide. Your feet are about hip-width apart. If you feel just a tad bit wider, toes and heels out. Inhale the hips all the way up, coming onto the ball mount of the feet. And slowly press the heels back and down, bend through the knees. 2 more times. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Last time. Inhale, rise. Exhale and lower. Inhale, looking in between both hands. Slowly walk your feet to the top. In a ragdoll position, grabbing onto opposite elbows. Bend your knees as much as you need. Forward fold over your legs. So again, if that means you bend your knees a whole lot, go for it. If that's what feels good on your spine, then allow yourself to do that. Rocking and swaying side to side. If you want to begin pushing a little bit more effort into the feet and doing the same stretch, go for it as well. Just make sure that you are staying in the front part of your toes, more weight bearing there, and the belly keeps reaching in. Your head is lowered down. This should feel like a cascade of tension, just oozing its way down from your spine onto your mat, just releasing. Coming back through center, inhale, halfway rise, hands on the shins as you begin to warm yourself up. Exhale, forward fold. Hold the backs of the legs. Press yourself in closer. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, lower yourself down. Interlace fingers at the nape of your neck and hang heavy here. Shaking yourself out. Just adding a little bit of weight onto the skull, releasing just that last bit of tension, holding onto your neck. Come back through center and slowly rounding through the spine, push through the feet. Lift yourself up with your breath. Open the elbows away from the body, opening through the chest, belly in tight. Exhale, Samastitihi. I'm going to fix this camera over here. Give me a second. Awesome. Coming to the top of your mat, feet to touch, toes, heels. If that doesn't work for your hips, we can always keep them apart. This is just adding a little bit more to your core. Inhale, stretch the arms up as you push down through the feet, belly in tight, tailbone down, push into the hands, whether they're apart or together, lower the shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold as you hinge from the hips. Inhale, halfway rise, heart forward, tailbone back. Exhale, step it back, plank pose. Holding the first plank, but do not hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your weight forward to the fingertips, to the tops of the toes. Lower yourself all the way down, elbows into the body. Bring your hands slightly out, elbows out. Inhale, reach yourself up. Keep the pubic bone pressing down. Keep the toes reaching to the ground. Soften through the shoulder heads back. This is such an amazing way to open the chest. Exhale, lower. Hands on either side. Curl the toes. Pressing yourself back and up. Downward facing dog for 3. For 2. For 1. Looking forward in between both hands. Walk your feet to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up through to standing. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, take it back. This time, keep lowering down, elbows into the body. Inhale, stretch it up. Maybe the thighs off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog for 3. Oh, these sun A's always have a way to warm you up for 2. Make sure the shoulders are pressing away from the body. And 1. Making your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up through to standing. Exhale, swan dive down, last sun A. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, press the hands down, jump it back, or walk it back as you lower down. Inhale, chest forward, shoulder heads back, belly reaching in soft glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Play with this down dog a little bit. Maybe swivel the hips side to side. Maybe keep the legs looking forward, but bending one knee inward. And then switching, opposite foot reaching down, bending opposite knee inside. Whatever feels good here. 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. Slow exhale out. Start walking your toes to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up through to standing. Exhale, hands down, heart center. So we're going to take a few different postures instead of going into sun B. So we can start working into the hips, and then we'll continue adding the chest and the neck. Go ahead and bring the right knee closer up. So you start engaging through the core, flexing through that right foot. Bringing both hands to the center of the chest. Start grounding through that left leg. Using all those 5 toes to ground, press, support. Deep breath here. And slowly exhale, bring the right leg out to the right, but continue engaging through the back glute, through that right inner thigh, and definitely flexing through that foot. Again, finding yourself grounded, pressing through that left leg. One more breath. Good. Bring the leg back into center. Slowly step back through the right foot, keeping the right heel stretching up in a runner's lunge, high lunge. Deep bend into that left knee. Core isn't strong, tailbone's pressing down. Shoulder heads opening away. If you want to add a little bit more chest and back into it, open your arms like a cactus. Allow the chest to come forward and then start reaching those elbows ahead of you. Fingers engaged, drop the head back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here. Slowly exhale, both hands down to the inside of the left leg. Staying up from that right knee. Just one breath. And slowly exhale, lower down the right knee. Coming into your lizard lunge. You can stay here if this feels good on the hips. This is plenty, this is enough. Or you want to come a little bit deeper. Come onto the right fingertips and then lower down to the left forearm. If you have more range of motion, maybe coming down to both forearms, but making sure that the left knee and the left toes are facing the same line of direction. I always like to think of it as a lightsaber. There's something on your toes and there's another one on your knees. They should be parallel facing the same exact line. Two more big breaths here, belly engaged. One more big breath. Slow exhale out. Coming back up onto the hands. Lifting up from the right knee. And then swing the left leg back, reaching up towards the sky for a 3-legged down dog. Bend through the left knee, open the hip up towards the sky. So the left knee is reaching up, the heel is reaching closer towards the glute. In this down dog. Start taking a few circles with the left knee in one direction for 3, for 2, for 1, and then opposite direction, 3, 2, 1. Slowly set the left leg back, coming forward for a 1-legged chaturanga. Lower halfway down. Inhale as you drop the left leg back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Making your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, lower down. Inhale all the way up through to standing strong core. Exhale, hands down, heart center. And we go ahead and switch. Right leg is grounded. Left knee comes all the way up in line with your hips. Flexing through those left toes. Belly in, avoid leaning back or hunching forward. Use your core. Ground through that right foot. Use your right toes. All 5 of them, especially that pinky, especially that big toe. And then slowly open the leg out to the side for 5. Engage through that thigh. Maybe reach the heel a little bit more forward. 2, 1. Inhale the leg back through center. Give yourself a second to ground. And then extend the left toes back, coming into that lunging warrior. High on that back heel. Arms reaching up. Or adding that chest expansion. Elbows back, chest forward, belly in tight. Fingers engaged. Roll the shoulder heads back, head back. 2. Deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Hands come forward. Walking the right foot out, both hands inside. Taking a deep breath here with that left knee still off the ground. And slowly lower the left knee down. Coming back to that lizard. Woo. Oh, this feels so good. here, or come a little bit lower. You can always use a block as well, or some books or a cushion. Start bringing that right forearm down, staying on the left fingertips, and if you find that you can do a little more, come on down a little bit lower. Maybe yesterday you could stretch lower, and then today your hips are tight for some reason. You can always come up and back up and out of it too. Right toe, same direction as the right knee. Loosening through head, neck, and shoulders. 2 more big breaths. 1 more big breath. Slowly inhale, coming back up onto the hands. Lifting up and away from the left knee. Curl through the left toes. You're going to push yourself back through that 3-legged down dog. Swing the right leg back. Bend through the knee. Open the hips out to the sky. For 3, in one direction. For 2. For 1. Opposite way. 3. 2. 1. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Inhale, coming forward onto your knees and your hands. Now you're going to start separating your knees farther and farther and farther away. You want to make sure that no matter how far you stretch them, your heels are in line with your knees and your feet are facing out. This is my friend Janice's favorite pose. I know she's going to do this one later, so I made sure to add it in here. So, lowering down through the hips, your hands underneath your shoulders for support. If you take a peek back, just make sure that your heels line up with your knees. What happens is your heels want to stay inward, kind of like a triangle, like a V, but you want to keep them parallel. So if you draw a line from your knee, your heel should be directly behind it. You can stay on the hands, you can come down to the forearms, or you can completely lay yourself down flat. Whatever you do, you're going to go ahead and push yourself back closer into your hips. Oh, this feels so yummy. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly inhale back up onto the hands. Stretch yourself up. First, ground the toes a little bit inward into the mat, and then lift yourself with the knees and closer. Take a child's pose here. Inhale, coming back up onto the hands and knees. We're going to take the pose one side at a time. Starting with the left side. Left knee is going to extend, heel is going to come out in line with the knee, and the right foot is going to come out just like we did before. Right foot is grounded, toes are facing forward. You can stay here on the hands. You can lower yourself down. You can keep extending. I think it's easier to extend through the right leg out because then the knee will start just staying grounded, but the hips are going to lower. Again, less is more coming forward. More stretches, reaching back closer to the hips. For 5, 4. You can stay on the knife edge of the foot or completely try to bring that foot flat on the ground. 2, 1. Come back up onto the hands. Let go and release through that right leg first. Take a quick little child's pose here to reset. And we come back to center, other side. Right knee is bent, heel just straight back behind it, extending through that left leg. And then lowering yourself down, stretching away through the left as you reach the hips back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the left knee in. Quick little child's pose here. Inhale back through center. Keep your knees bent. Reach your hands back behind you. Fingers away from you, just maybe about a foot, half a foot. And then take a baby camel. Inhale, stretch it up, open through the chest. Drop the head back, soft glute. Slowly exhale and lower. Coming into our last hip opener for before we take it down. This is a huge request, and I can totally see why hip openers are a big thing. So you're going to come back to the center of your mat for Skandasana. I'm going to break this down first so that you can see what's going to be comfortable for your knees, because this is a big thing. You're going to balance onto that right foot as you extend out through the left leg. Now, the left toes can stay flexed. Right knee is pressing away from you. You can keep the fingers into the ground, or you can start adding a little bit more core and maybe play here with a balance and reach the hands up and away. Second option, the foot starts rotating, reaching itself down as the hips open up a little bit wider. The left toes are still flexed, reaching up towards the sky, and you're leaning back, but you're not resting on the ground. Still active, still lots of core engaged. Taking it a little further if you want. Right arm reaching away from you, reaching back behind for your Rudy. Left arm up, maybe spiraling back, adding a bind. No matter which one you do, I want you to stretch the heart up, long spine, open through the chest. This is a great hip opener. Right into the side inner thigh, but can also be huge on the heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingers down. Slowly come over to the other side. You can also do this one with no hands. Option 1, balancing on left toes, right foot, but your foot is extended, your toes are engaged, and you can play with the balance here. Option 2, drop the foot down, opening through the hip a little bit more, but still engaging through that right heel. Hands at heart center or the ground, and then maybe again going for that last option for the bind. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Bring both knees into the center. Hug them in. And roll onto your spine. Start massaging yourself side to side. Open your knees just a little bit apart to fit your arms underneath, grabbing the outsides of the feet for happy baby. Begin to press the knees closer towards the ground, feet parallel to the sky. Your head, your neck, and your shoulders are completely grounded and flat, and your sacrum is pressing down, reaching down through the hips. Good. Continue holding on to that right leg as you extend the left. Option 1. Keeping the left foot grounded, knee lifted. Option 2, extend the leg completely away. Whichever you choose, you're going to bring the right leg in and cradle it like a baby. So again, you can keep the left foot grounded or extend it away. Both arms are holding onto that leg, and you're just going to cradle that right leg. Feel it in that right hip. Good. Slowly holding on to the right foot and pressing the knee back into the ground and extending it. So you're like cocking it back like an arrow. Good. One more. Slowly release the leg. Left leg in. Cradling it like a baby. Be very mindful of that left knee. Your body's going to lift up, maybe from that right foot. If you try to extend it, it's okay if it's slightly lifted, but you want to try to keep at least the heel grounded or some control in that bottom part of the leg. Swiveling side to side. Now holding on to Garden part of the foot. And then conking it back like an arrow. Extend and back. Extend one more time. And stretch it up. Bring both knees back in. Give yourself a tight squeeze. And release. Bring the right leg up and over, crossing over the left. Lift your hips up. Reach them to the right side and drop the knees over to the left. Left hand down. Right arm reaching away from the body. Take your gaze over to the right. Make sure that the palm is just slightly above the shoulder so it can stay grounded. Good. Inhale it back to center. Slowly release. Switching sides. Left leg up and over like you're sitting down, crossing your legs. Pop the hips up. Swivel them over to the left and allow the knees to fall over to the right. Extend the left arm away from you with the hand just a little bit above the shoulder. Taking your gaze to that left hand or allowing your eyes to close. Naturally, your eyes are going to start feeling heavy here. Just because your body knows, starts feeling that everything is slowing down. It just feels yummy. It's comforting to close your eyes. Slowly inhale, bring the knees back to center. Release them here. Extend the legs away from you. Bring your hands just underneath the nape of your neck and tuck your chin in towards the chest, elbows slightly in, rolling and swiveling the head side to side, releasing the head, the neck, and the shoulders again. Keep your core engaged here, keeping your spine completely flat on the ground. Belly pressing in. And allow yourself to extend back, allowing your hands to completely take up as much space they want. Your legs, taking in a deep breath through the nose. Exhaling it out through the mouth. One more big breath just like that. Finding rest. Letting go of all the muscle groups in your body. Allowing your breath to find its natural rhythm. Inhaling and exhaling however it feels best. Connecting with your heart rate and noticing as you allow your body to release into your mat, how your heart also begins to slow down. Matching your breath, matching your thoughts, until you feel so light that there are no more thoughts. It's just you and your breath, feeling good in every kind of way. Take rest, yogis. Begin to deepen your breath, awakening the body, reaching that breath to your fingers and toes. Adding slow movements to those joints. Adding some movement to the head. Taking a deep stretch as you reach your fingers away from your toes, toes away from your fingers. Breathing in through the nose. Letting it out with a loud sigh. One more, just like that. Inhale. Knees into chest. And slowly rock yourself up to seated, remaining with the eyes closed. Bringing both hands to heart center. As we bring back to mind that centering thought that there is pleasure in a pathless woods. Finding the pleasure, the silver lining, tiny little things that brings you a smile in these days where there might be uncertainty, where it may feel hard to bring that breath back, and where things may feel a little bit out of control. Find the joy in your life, starting with your breath and your practice. I invite you to close this class with a loving hum. Deep inhale. Namaste, yogi. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys